Bonjour and good morning. It's another day here in the lovely North Georgia mountains. Continuing on the fiddle, I'm gonna do a little bit more carving and uh, got more stories. I'm gonna use my little, even though I don't have a handle on it, I'm gonna start using my little gouge, and I'll just have to fight through the pain of not having a handle on my gouge. But this thing is sharp, and man, it cuts. I love it. Here, let me show you. Oops. Let me show you how this thing cuts. And I just received a notification that I've got my bigger gouges coming in today, and things are fixing to start getting really serious because here I'm gonna show you another acquisition. This here is a well, you can't read it, it's upside down, but it's a knife sharpening stone set. And one of the keys to carving wood is to have some really really sharp instruments. I mean, sharp enough to shave the hair or your beard. And so this little gouge comes straight out the package, and this little rascal is sharp already. I can't imagine how sharp it's going to be when I put another edge on it. I've even had to go to YouTube and find out how to sharpen these things. I've never really sharpened anything like this before. The other day I sharpened my chisels, and they're pretty sharp, but I didn't have my sharpening set to put a really good edge on them. So I'm gonna have to take my time one day, take a whole day and sharpen all my stuff so I can have some really sharp instruments to work with. Anyway, so I've been last couple of days I've been kind of down on my back. Hadn't been able to work like I want to. My back's been really giving me trouble. I'm gonna tell you a story about how I hurt my back. I told this to my mama the other day, and she had forgotten about it. She didn't even realize it, I guess. But when I was a kid, going back to when I was a kid, my dad was a fisherman. He trawled a lot. He had he picked up some jobs running skiffs, trawl boats down in Louisiana, down in Venice. Anyway, at that particular time, so it must have been, I guess, after Hurricane Camille, maybe. I don't remember. Mama might have to remind me, but we were living in, I remember this distinctly, we were living in Port Sulphur, which is up from Buras and up from Venice. But I think, if I remember right, my dad was trawling in Venice, or out of Venice. And anyway, it must have been late in the year, time of the year when they run after sea bobs. So he had a big catch one day, sea bob. He might have even been popier, trawling at night. I can't quite remember, because it seemed like it was early in the day. He called my mom and said, "Hey, y'all got to come help me. I got a big catch." And man, he had a big catch. The shrimp box was just overflowing. And so me and my mom, and probably the rest of the kids, my brother, my sisters, we all went down and we was helping. But anyway, I was sitting on the shrimp box, on the edge of the shrimp box. I don't know, probably, oh good grief, how old was I? Maybe 7, 8, somewhere around there. I was young. Anyway, so I'm leaning over all day. I'm leaning over as a kid, and I'm hunched over, and I'm working. I'm doing cleaning the shrimp, separating the shrimp from the fish, and all that stuff. And I mean, it seemed like it was hours that we was doing, because it was a big catch. Probably one of the biggest catches my dad had ever had. Sometimes when late in the year, say August, September, when the shrimp started running, they're going out. These northwesters pass through, these storm systems pass through, and that's like the best time to catch anything, because everything starts running, getting ready, heading for warmer waters. and so he had a big catch. So spending, I mean, what seemed like hours, and probably was only like maybe a couple hours. We were cleaning the catch. Anyway, so after it was all done, went home. Well, anyway, the next day when I got up to go to school, my back my back was just killing me. I couldn't imagine as a kid how bad it hurt. It hurt so bad that I was trying to get up to put my shoes on for school. I couldn't even bend over to tie my shoes, and I was in some serious pain. And again, I'm just a kid. So, I told my mom, I said, Mom, I can't bend my shoes. I can't bend over to tie my shoes. And she thought I was faking it, I guess. She thought I was faking it, that I didn't want to. Of course, I didn't want to go to school. I hated school. I never was one for school. Although I finished high school, I just didn't want to. School to me was I don't want you to take this the wrong way. It was like a big waste of time for me. But anyway, I mean, I had some good times in school. So, so anyway, I couldn't tie my shoes, and so I told her I have to stay home. Anyway, she got aggravated with me. She got aggravated. I guess she had stuff to do that. It wasn't, well, naturally, I mean, you got stuff to do. So she had to stay home that day to watch me, because I was laid up in bed all day with a hurt back, and it's just crazy. Ever since then, from that day on, man, my back has just been bothering me and bothering me and bothering me. I mean, it comes and goes. I'm seeing a chiropractor. I do not want anybody cutting on me. That's gonna be the last resort to have back surgery. I've heard too many scary stories of people with back surgeries, and they're laid up for months, and I'm just too active for that. But anyway, that's my little story of how I hurt my back. I'm seeing a chiropractor in Rome, and a good chiropractor. I told him yesterday that he's on my top three list of doctors that I like to see. The other two live out of town. One's in Savannah, where we used to live. I saw a chiropractor in Savannah that was pretty good, and I saw another chiropractor in Athens, Georgia, which was pretty good. And of course, they're too far. Otherwise, I would have visited them a long time ago, but they're just too far away. So this new chiropractor, he's in my top three. Anyway, my neighbor's leaving for work. It's about I don't know, probably 6 o'clock. I've been up since about 5. Again, am I getting old? Am I becoming an old man? I've been getting up early. I don't know. I'm starting to love life, and just getting up early. I wake up to I sleep good. I wake up to go to the restroom, and then I go back to bed, and then my brain just starts working, and I said, well, might as well get up, try to get something done. So I get up, and man, you get a lot done when you get up early. Of course, it helps me to go to bed earlier at night, which my wife loves that, because she's not really the night owl like I am, but it's helping me to go to bed earlier. Anyway, I'm carving, and I really like these gouges. I can't wait for my other gouges to come in. Like I said, they're coming in later on today. I got a notification that they're on the way. And man, this is really gonna turn out nice. It's looking better and better. I'm really getting excited. If you notice in the background, one of the biggest staples, let's say, of Cajun music is having a washboard. You put that over your chest, and you scrub board, you scrub it, you make that noise. Anyway, my dad had this later on in his life. He was getting bigger and bigger into Cajun music, and he had bought that, and he tried to play with it a little bit. Anyway, my mom gave it to me, so I plan on incorporating that in my Cajun music. Keep track of me on Facebook if you like. I'm gonna have music coming out. I just posted a new video of a song that I wrote, and I made a video out of it. A song I wrote a few years back called Enchanting Eyes. I was writing that song. Actually, my daughter helped me write that song. I asked my daughter, what did she want to do for her graduation? I didn't really have a whole lot of money to send her on a trip. Her classmates went on a trip, and I feel so horribly bad about that I didn't have the money to help her go on that trip. I think if I remember right, I think she found a way to do it anyway, which was great. But I asked her, I can take her on vacation. Where would she like to go? Pick any destination within reason in the United States, and I'll bring her. We'll take her on vacation. So for whatever reason, out of the blue, she says, I want to go to Chicago. I'm like, okay, I've never been to Chicago. Let's go to Chicago. So we went to Chicago, and so while we were on the trip, I was big into whatever year. I have to stop and think what year my daughter graduated, but so it was the year after. But I started. I was big into. I had all these lyrics coming out in my head, and I just was writing music. I wrote several songs. I've got several songs that I've written, lyrics that I've written that I haven't even recorded yet. And so I'm probably going to take those lyrics, a lot of them, and I'm going to some kind of way turn them into Cajun music, French Cajun blues. So yeah, we were on that trip to Chicago, and she was helping me write that song, Enchanting Eyes. First it started out as Mystic Eyes. Wasn't really in love with that name. So another friend of mine helped me out. My good friend and lyricist, I hope she don't mind me mentioning her name, Hannah, good friend of mine. Met Hannah a few years ago. I'll have to tell you that story. That's a story for another day. How my band that we played music with for many years wrote many songs together. I mean, didn't really hit it big or anything, and really had no intentions. We just enjoyed being together in each other's company, playing music, writing music. We played a lot of gigs together. So my friend Hannah helped me kind of refine the title. That's how we come up with Enchanting Eyes instead of Mystic Eyes. And matter of fact, she's the one that's helping me sing. I don't have a great voice. Believe it or not, I love to sing. I really love to sing. I wish I had a voice to sing. Kind of always wanted to be. Give me a second. I'm going to fast forward all of this because you don't want to be hearing that noise. But I'm going to tell you another little story about when I was a kid. And I'm going to digress a little bit, but I got to explain something. As a kid, as a child, when my mom told me about my name, Fabien, and how it came about, she said she wanted to pick something that was out of the ordinary, didn't. And no offense to you guys named Tom and Bill and Joe and Jim and all. No offense, those are great names, but she wanted something different, so she come up with Fabien. Anyway, hang on a minute. Let me screw this down so I can work and talk at the same time. So she come up with Fabien, and as you may or may not know, Fabien was a star back in the music, kind of like a teen idol back in the 50s. At her time when she was growing up. So anyway, Fabien. So she told me that, and I got this big idea in my head that, oh man, I want to become a singer. So I remember as a kid, with the hairbrush, with the hairbrush in your hand, and I was listening to all these old songs. I forgot whatever kind of music was popular today. I was singing along and having, just enjoying myself in my room, as a kid. And just a kid and just having fun, having all these fantasies as kids have. But as I grew older, and then I realized I wanted to play guitar. I learned how to play guitar, and I just realized that I secretly enjoy entertaining people, and that's why I had a band. I'll tell you that story how how my band came about. Me and my other buddy Ricky that I met here in Georgia, we started a band. So I say all of this to say this. These videos that I'm making about building a fiddle, I'm realizing for me, it's not so much about building the fiddle, which I enjoy, but I also enjoy, and you gotta love these platforms of YouTube and Facebook. You know, they give you all these platforms to express yourself, and I'm just taking advantage of it now. You know, so I say all this to say that I think I enjoy making these videos. It's not so much about making a fiddle, which is kind of a byproduct of what I'm, but I enjoy making these videos about, telling stories, being a storyteller, and just, life is good, and just making the best of it, and just, just wanting to share with friends and family through Facebook that maybe I have lost contact with because of life going on, and you just lose touch with people. I've kind of recently got back in touch with some of my old friends, and just to see how they're doing, and just kind of reconnecting. And this way it gives them a chance, if they so choose, they can check out my Facebook, see what's been going on, and if they want to look at my videos. And that's what's good about Facebook or YouTube. You can put them out there, and you can look at it if you want to, and you don't have to look at it if you don't want to. And it's not like I'm trying to force you to look at what I've produced or made or wrote or songs or whatever. You do it because you love to, you want to do it. You want to see what's going on. And I'm going to say this, I appreciate all the support I've been getting. I've been reading all my Facebook friends posting, and I've gotten a lot of good response. So I appreciate all your positive feedback. Anyway, this video has probably been going on for, this little segment of this video has probably been going on for long enough, so I need to stop and concentrate. I'm trying to make these videos really, really short. I'm going to stop and pause, and I'm going to come back with a Cajun word of the day.